This is Walnut Lodge from Volant. Look, oh God, I'm sorry.
Come on, Ab.
Oh my God, hello. Let me start again. Take two. Welcome to the Walnut Lodge Volant location. This is Foundations. And if you were here last week, I'm going to just kind of continue with the same material, just adding stuff as I go through the weeks. This is week 4. I'm not sure how long we're going to be here, but if we go to the studio, I'll just keep adding this material there. Anyways, tonight you might need a block and a pillow, a strap if you have it, or possibly a rope. And then at one point, I'm going to put my feet under my couch, and I don't know if I'll turn the camera or not today, but my couch is just right over there, and I'm just going to slide my feet under it. And I found that very helpful. And then last week, Carrie gave me a message about how really that helped ground her sit bones. So those kinds of comments really help me. Especially when I'm doing, kind of new things because we don't have couches at the lodge. So if anything that I do really helps, or if you're confused, please message me and I'll try to clear it up or, keep going. So again, hello everybody. And if you haven't liked us or subscribed to us on YouTube, please do that. Right now we're streaming to Facebook because we had such trouble with YouTube last night, but it's going to be posted on either platform. All right, so we're actually going to begin on our bellies. Sphinx posture. So parallel forearms, nice wide hands. You're going to drop your head down. Relax your shoulders. Relax your spine. Just a couple of nice big inhales here. Just trying to figure out how everything is sitting. If any of you have issues with your low back, then you might have to push your sit bones into the backs of your thighs and lengthen through that low back right from the get-go. If you don't have issues, just let everything go. See how far your head can drop? And make sure that the shoulders are relaxed. Trace that tension line if you have it. Most of us have it. From the back of your skull, through the neck, and for some of us, down to the middle of our upper back. And then take an inhale. And let that inhale push the spine up through the blades. And then exhale, release. And again, inhale, up and through the blades. Exhale, release. Inhale, up and through the blades. Now on the exhale, pull your shoulders up to your ears. And on the next inhale, first pull your shoulder blades down, then push up. Exhale, shoulders up to your ears, drop down. Inhale, shoulders back, push up. Exhale, shoulders to the ears, drop down. Inhale, shoulders back, push up. Exhale, drop it down, shoulders to the ears. Inhale, push it up, shoulders down. Exhale, drop. Inhale, push. Couple more, keep going. Exhale to drop and inhale to push. And if you're having trouble with the up and the down of the blades while the spine goes up and down, just keep them moving. Sometimes it's hard to get. And then if you don't think about the up and the down, and just think about a circle, like right here, we're going up, pull the shoulder blades back, and we're going down, pull them up. See that as two circles that run parallel to the spine. Now we're gonna reverse. Keep your shoulders up to your ears. Inhale, push your spine up. Exhale, pull the blades down. Inhale, shoulders to your ears. Exhale, shoulders down as you drop. I think this one is a little harder. You can really feel more of an upper back stretch here. And here you start to get that undulation through the upper back. Inhale, shoulders to your ears. Exhale, shoulders pulled down. And why it's harder is because usually the cueing is opposite. When we inhale, we pull our blades down. Here we're doing the opposite. Inhale, shoulders to the ears. Exhale, pull them down. Couple more. Own timing while I talk. So when you're going up, because of the position of the shoulder blades and the spine, you really can feel the opening of that mid-back a bit more. And then as the shoulder blades pull down, when you release down and exhale, you can feel that spine undulate through. Just a couple more. Inhale, push up. Exhale, release down. Here's the last one. Inhale, up. Exhale, release. All right, so just turn your head to your favorite side. Take your hands back. Profile, relax your neck. Now feel your breath in your back. If I was in class, I'd be looking at your spine. I want to see your spine go up and down with the inhale and the exhale. As we go through the class, that movement should become more and more free. Right now, just try to feel any kind of expansion that you can. Check in with your neck. Try to get it as profile as possible. Couple more big inhales. And then pull yourself back to center. All right, the work of the shoulder blades can't be divorced from, the work in your spine. So you start kind of segmented, just really trying to feel one part at a time. I like the these shoulder shrugs with the circles because you get multi-dimensions in that work. All right, knees together. I'm going to turn sideways just for this one. So, same thing. Sphinx posture. Inhale, push your spine up and through. Then, pick your butt up. Stay on your knees. Now, tuck your tailbone under and feel that long low back. Now we're just going to stay here and we're going to push. You're going to push up through your shoulders just like you did. Your stomach is lifted. You can't see it because my shirt is hanging. And I'm wearing my long sleeve shirt because it's cold today. Now you're going to keep your pelvis and we're going to shrug, or actually we're going to drop. Push, let yourself drop down and inhale, go up. Exhale, release the chest down but not your stomach. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, one more. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Now release your pelvis. Slide your arms long. And we're down pretty low, elbows, but I'm just gonna stay up a little bit with my chest. Keep your neck nice and long. Now, we're gonna slide back, or I want you to move somewhere where you can hook your feet underneath a chair or a couch. All right, and just go long. Now, what's nice about this is if you take your feet, knees are tight, push up on the couch, and then take your sit bones and drive them into the backs of your legs. And then lift your torso up just from there. Lift your stomach. I'm not very high, but what I'm doing is I'm grounded myself right through here. So that's what I want you to pay attention to. So release again. Press your feet into the floor. Pull your quads and then just push your feet up into the chair to anchor, and then feel your sit bones go into the backs of the legs, and just let yourself lift up a little bit. Keep driving those sit bones. Driving the sit bones. Driving the sit bones. Driving the sit bones. Yes? Feel the glute work. Now, take that waist, lift it up to the ceiling right here. What we were just doing. This is just going to help you feel that. It's going to help your cobras. It's going to really help you lift the pelvis in the front, trying to create that posterior tilt. Keep pushing up into the couch. Glutes are working. Glutes are working. Couple more breaths. And release. Now turn your head to the other side. Profile. Take a couple of big inhales here and just relax everything. Check and see if your neck on this side feels about the same as the other side. Usually this is not the case. Usually we turn to our easiest side first. That's why it's easy. It's our favorite side. So you could know that you turn to the side that you turn to because that's your favorite side. And then when I say turn to your favorite side, turn to the other side so that you start evening out that. All right, so we're gonna just do this one more time. I really like this, and Carrie said it really helped her. And after I read her comment, I came back here, and one of the things about Cobra is that a lot of times people can't keep their feet grounded. Well, this really helps to ground that. All right. It helps you understand how to ground, because you don't just push your feet into the ground. Your feet stay in the ground because your pelvis reaches back and the sit bones push down into the backs of your legs. All right, so we're going to come down here. We're just going to put our hands back here. Just because we have our feet here, we're just going to do it one more time to take advantage of it. Press your feet, pull your quads, drive your sit bones, press your pubic bone, lift your stomach. Now push your feet into that chair and come up. Just let that help you come up. Now we're not coming up very high, but keep taking your sit bones and pushing them into the backs of your legs. Pushing them into the backs of your legs. Keep going. Trying to pull the waist up to the ceiling. Trying to tilt the pelvis up to the ceiling. Pubic bone presses. Sit bones drive. Just keep working that a couple more breaths. Couple more breaths. Feeling that connection of the pelvis into the backs of the legs. Couple more breaths. And release. I'm going to turn a little bit and move out. So move out so that your feet are not underneath the chair. And then we're going to just try to get this cobra. We're going to shift that work right into this cobra to see if we can make that make sense. And then we'll go into the side stuff we did last week. All right, so without the chair, you're going to press your feet into the floor, big toes together, pull your quads, drive your sit bones, press your pubic bone, pull your shoulder blades down so that they send energy into the hands, and then come up. Now it's way easier to feel your back when you have that chair to push against. But what I want you to think about is taking your sit bones and squeezing them down into your legs and feeling that sit bone press the pelvis into the ground, making that your base. Couple more. Pubic bone is pressing, sit bones are driving. You're connected to your legs. Your low back can be long. Spine is not coming up very high. That's not the point. The point is to keep this line reaching long. One more. Big inhale and release. Press back to a child pose with your knees open. I'm going to change positions. Open the knees, toes together. Sit back. Elbows down. Straighten the arms. Just breathe there. And then just roll yourself up. Pull the knees together. Long spine. I can't see anything though. Yeah. I'm just talking to James. Yeah. It's we keep changing things around. I lose my mark. I don't know where I'm supposed to be, but hopefully you can see my head. All right. So, yeah. So we just worked that back line. But to work the back line, you have to use the stomach. All right, so we're gonna work the stomach here in a bit, but I wanna go back to the side work. So come over onto your right hip and just stack yourself. So you have your legs, knees, pelvis, shoulders in a line, and then drop into your shoulder. And just relax that. So this is the side version of what we did on our stomach, dropping forward. Now what we're doing is we're feeling the release from the underside of the arm. Now push up. Feeling your neck get long. And let's just do that one more time. Let it go. And then push up. Now keep it up here. Keep your neck nice and long. So when we were on our stomachs and we're pushing through our elbows, we are really working the pec against the shoulders. Here we're working serratus and part of the shoulders. So like the other position, after going up and down a while, your shoulder gets tired. It gets tired holding this position. A lot of the arm work in yoga is not about strong arms. It's about strong connections of the shoulder into the torso. So let's just drop this one more time. You're going to feel this lower line stretch. That's the serratus, and you can't really feel the quadratus yet. That's what goes from the hip crest to the floating ribs. Push up. Feel that. All right, now for some of you, that's a good stretch. That's maybe enough. For others, you might want to come up to here. Push up as high as you can. Stay in that line. Now release your shoulder. Same thing. You feel that shoulder blade in the back. So we're just kind of stretching and we're propped. Now pull your shoulder blade down, and you feel the stretch in the serratus now, and you feel the work in the shoulder. So we're just going to hold that a couple of breaths. Keep pressing down. Try not to feel strain right here. Just pull the blade down. Couple more breaths. And then we're going to slide down. Put your ear on the upper arm, bend your elbow, and then just pull your hand back and touch your shoulder blade. Let your head kind of drop forward. And what you're feeling now is a stretch in the shoulder, maybe in the back of your arm, the back of your right arm. So this hand is reaching back, your head is forward, just getting a little bit of stretch here. Breathing. Some people will actually feel a pinching in the joint here. If it's too much, come up and put your head on your arm. If you can breathe into it and it starts releasing, just stay here. Just a couple more breaths. And now let's come back. I'm going to stay on the same side. Pull up. Elbow down. Bend the knees. Hands on your hip. Now, push down into the ground with that right leg and lift your hips up. Half side plank. Just breathe here. Now, what I want you to really think about is your sit bones. So we just worked the sit bones in the couch over there. We push the sit bones into the backs of the legs. I want you to do that now. Push your sit bones into the backs of your legs and then pull your stomach up. Keep that straight line. Now push up from your elbow. You can feel that shoulder working. If you can't feel it working, relax it a little bit, drop down, and then push right back up. Couple more breaths. Feel the hips lift. Keep breathing. Keep the sit bones. Pull your stomach up. Keep feeling this lift. Pubic bone up and into your waist. Couple more breaths. And then pelvis down. Slide the arm out. This time we're just going to stay here. Just breathe. We're not going to be here too long. Just let that whole arm go. Try to relax in your shoulder. So what I want you to do with this right arm, this lower arm, is just pull your shoulder blade back and down into your spine. See if you can feel a space in the shoulder when you do that, and then relax a little bit. Do that one more time. So pull your shoulder blade back. It's like pulling your hand towards you, but you want to pull the whole shoulder towards you. Get it in there, and then relax. One more nice inhale. And we're going to come back up. All right, now we're going to do this one more time. You can do it on the knees just like we did, or you can go to the full side plank. So sometimes you wonder, why is foundation class so hard? Well, because we're building a foundation. And it always pays to put a lot of money into your foundation, since everything's going to rest on that. Do you know what you're doing? That's what foundation class is about. Do you know how all of these things work so that you can do horizontal positions without hurting yourself? All right, so I have my left foot like this just to help me up. So push against that foot, lift up, and then add your second leg. Both legs are nice and tight. Knees are up. Take your sit bones down. Pull your pubic bone up and into your waist. Push away from your shoulder. Breathe. Keep pushing. Keep the knees lifted. Keep those sit bones down. 2 more breaths. And pelvis down. Reach the arm. This time we're going to roll onto our back. Now, the arm is by your ear. We're just going to drag it down. And we're just going to circle it. Go across the body. And do that again. Open it. Make it easy in the joint. One more time. Take it over. Now keep it right here above your chest. Take your other arm and then pull the elbow towards your left shoulder and feel the stretch through the back of that right arm. I'm just going to hold this and breathe. Pull the blade down. Couple more breaths. And let it go. Then roll it. Just roll it in the joint. So take the thumb all the way one way, palm down, top of the hand down, lift the finger, try to go 1.5. So hand down, palm down, lift the little finger to the ceiling. Palm down, back of the hand, thumb down, lift the little finger and try to pull it all the way to the floor. Just one more time. 1, 2, little finger lift, and palm, back of the hand, lift the little finger again and rotate as much as you can. And then let that go. All right, other side. Starting with that nice long stack. Hips over your hips, nice straight line, feet, knees, hips, shoulder. All right, hand is out. Make that line straight and then relax your shoulder down. So our right shoulder has definitely done a good bit of work already. And that's what we're going for. Working that shoulder. Here, you're feeling the stretch of it. And, this shoulder isn't as tight as the other shoulder for me. There's not as much work to be done, really. Now, push down and take the torso up. Nice long neck. And then just let it drop again. Drop it down, sag in. Feel that whole shoulder blade, collarbone come off of the rib cage, and then again, push down, come up. Couple breaths. So, for some of us, this might be enough. If not, we're gonna push up higher. Make sure your hips are not piking back. You need to stay on the side. All right? Stack yourself, and then we're gonna let the shoulder go. You're going to feel the breath in your ribs right here on this lower side. Breathe into that. All week I've been doing movements that release rib cage. Monday starting with pranayama. Just all to help circulation through through the ribs and to assist easy breathing patterns. All right, so now push down as far as you can go. You'll feel that stretch change to lower. Just stay there, breathe. So if you did the Yoga 1 class yesterday, we did this standing. If you did the therapeutic movement class on Monday, we did this on the couch, two ways on the couch. Couple more, because then see what happens is, as we hold things, if we really pay attention and keep our brain connected to the body part, you can start feeling it change. It took this long for my quadratus to start releasing for me. I'm gonna hold it just another couple breaths. So I try to ballpark it for all of you. Maybe you need longer. Maybe your quadratus released in the first 5 seconds. Take notes. This is a really great stretch. All right, and we're gonna slide down. Bend your elbow, pull it behind. Use your hand here so you don't fall over, and then take your head and let your head drop in front of your upper arm. And as it does that, you can bend your knees here if you want. You feel the back of that left arm go on a stretch. If it's too much, just pick your head back up and put it on your arm. If it feels good down there, or it feels like you can use that stretch, just stay here. Now pull your shoulder blade down into your back. And just breathe here. Couple more breaths. And release. Come back up onto the elbow. So our elbow is going to be underneath our shoulder. Bend the knees. Keep the stack. So going into the half side plank. Push, release the shoulder first. Push up, feel the ribs lift. Push down to the outside of that left leg, left knee, and then just push your hips up. Push your hips up. And move my elbow back just a little bit. Push your hips up. Put your hand there. Keep that shoulder blade down. Now think about what we did on the couch. Sit bones are going down into the backs of the legs. Keep that connection. Then you'll feel this lifting up into the ribs or into the spine. Breathe and keep your hip up. You're just really trying to make a nice straight line, letting your core adjust to horizontal, keeping that shoulder working. It's a lot of shoulder work. Couple more breaths. Pushing up. Keep the chest lifted. Try not to curl. Just trying to find that straight line. And then we drop our pelvis and slide out. This time we're just going to lay here. But what I want you to do is pull your shoulder blade into your back. So pull your hand towards you, elbow is straight. Try to get that blade down your back as far as you can, and then relax. Couple big breaths into that joint. So a lot of our shoulder tension, a lot of the back of the ear to the tip of the shoulder, the the top of the shoulder being tight. A lot of that is levator. And that can be counteracted by having a nice strong connection of the shoulder blade into your back. So this is the anti-stress position. That's what I'm going to call it. This is stress, this is anti-stress. So we're just really going to use there's quite a few muscles that will hold this shoulder blade down. All right, coming back up. Round 2. If you're going to go into full plank, bend one of your legs, get ready, hand down, press into the outside of that left leg, push your hips up. When you get that connection, add your other leg, and push, balance, breathe. Keep pushing up. Pushing up. And release down. Slide out. Roll onto your back. Arm is by your ear. Just drag it down, circle it across your chest, take it up, and again, circle it. Why are we doing this? Just restores the motion, and as it's circling, does it feel open? Does it feel pretty free? It usually does after that kind of work. Just one more, circling, easy, no effort, just dragging it along. This time, take your hand and your arm across your chest, use your right hand, pull that left elbow into your right shoulder, and just stretch the back of your arm. Now the back of my other arm, my right arm, was way tighter than this. Why is that? I have no idea.
Powering off.
Couple more breaths. And then release it, let it just fall out to the side. Feel your spine, feel the shoulders, you feel pretty good. And then we're going to shift our position. All right, so we're working this straight spine we're working this straight spine in these horizontal positions. That's what we've been working on. All right, so now we're just going to transfer that. We're going to do one more straight position, and that is the plank. But we're going to use the down dog and the plank. But first, before we do that, let's just do a couple of cat-cows to let the spine move. All right, so we're going to just start by working the tailbone. So take your tailbone and push it up to the ceiling. Try not to do anything else. Just push your tailbone up, and then take your tailbone and try to pull it to your rib cage. And push the tailbone up to the ceiling. Feel that arch. Pull the tailbone into your rib cage. Feel the curl, basically, the lengthening of the back. Add a breath. Inhale. You feel that arch. Look up. Exhale. Pull the tailbone. Tuck your chin. Push away from your hands. Feel the curl. Inhale. You go up. And exhale. Tailbone, head. And inhale. You go up. And exhale. You pull in. Just one more. And inhale. Tailbone and focus. And exhale. Tailbone and pull. Now, stay right here. Pull your pubic bone up to your waist. Now that your stomach is working because your stomach is connected to that tailbone image. Hold on to your pubic bone, pull it a little bit more, and then just let yourself go into a flat back. So your stomach has to stay. Now we're going to let our shoulders go. Let your chest drop down and push up. So this is the same thing we started with in the Sphinx plank. Down and up. It's retraction and protraction of the shoulder blades. Put your mind on your shoulder blades. Feel your shoulder blades go together as you drop and then spread open as you push. One more. Together as you drop and spread open. Stay in that open position. Now just slide your hands back. Keep working them back until you feel a stretch through the hand. Push your shoulders forward. Feel it in the wrist. Press the base of the thumb. Press your index finger. Actually, press all of your fingers. Just let your wrist enjoy that. Couple more breaths here. And then we're going to release this. Let's just sit back. And we're going to put the backs of our hands together. This is kind of a monkey hand, but without the pressure of the body weight. Just push the hands together. Now, I know that some people out there have wrist problems. I would suggest that you at least try these hand stretches. If you do them every day, a little bit of weight, usually you can regain a lot of that motion, because the tightness of the wrist really makes the angles impossible, and you need to slowly open that area up. The more you can move arthritic joints through a range of motion, the better off they are. But you have to play the edge of that. You can't push too hard. You just have to go to the edge and back. Maybe not holding it as long as I'm holding it, but you have to keep moving them. All right, release this. So why I said that is because if your wrists right now are going, I've had enough, then put your elbows back down and use the plank position that we started the class with, that we've been working to do this next section. All right, because we're going to go into a full plank. So we want to keep our shoulders over our hands. All right. So I'm going to demonstrate it this way. I think you can see my hands. My hands are underneath my shoulders. My elbows are going to rotate to the side. I'm going to drop my chest, and then I'm going to push up. Leg back, and I'm going to push into my heel. Now you can see how that moves me back a bit. So I don't want that. I'm going to move my foot up a little bit so that as I push into my heel, my shoulders stay over my hands. Now, you have to push into the ground and then lift your waist up. Take your sit bone on that left side and push it into the back of your left leg, just like you did with your feet underneath the chair. And then add your second leg. Now push again into your hands and then lift your stomach and push your sit bones into your legs. Push into your hands. Feel that energy line go up. Send it down through your spine. Push the sit bones into the backs of your legs and push that line all the way through your heels. Couple more times. Push into your hands. Feel the spine go up. Pull the waist up as the sit bones drive down into the backs of your legs. Push through your feet. One more time. Push into your hands. Feel that line go down your spine. Sit bones into the backs of both legs. Push through your heels. And come down. Rest. Breathe. Feels good. If you need to re-stretch your hands, re-stretch your hands. All right, so I forgot to say this, but probably you're doing it already. How long do you hold? Well, if you can't hold as long as I'm holding, don't. But a better option is to put one knee down and to take a couple more breaths before you come out of it completely. The planks are hard, but what we're trying to do is build a base. The base that we're building right now, what we're working on, is integrating information about the spine, how to hold the spine in a piece against gravity, how to use your sit bones and the upward pull of your abdominals to stabilize your spine so that you don't have any uneven compressions in your discs. Then we're understanding how the shoulder blades are related to the torso. We're not collapsing, we're pushing. We're using the muscles of our shoulders to create a space in between the arm and the joint itself so that we're kind of floating on the elasticity of the muscles and not just jamming into the joints. Then we're using that position of the pelvis that we worked at the beginning of the class to drive those sit bones into the backs of the legs to keep that connection to the legs. Because what we do here in yoga, I really segment everything. So a lot of this looks like exercises. And they are so that you can get your brain wrapped around the concepts so that you can build a good foundation. And you are using the positions to push energy through. We're not just static. That's why I talk about pushing the hands into the floor, feeling the line of energy go through the body. We want to keep it active by continually pushing ourselves into the floor and out through the body. So here in the plank positions, we're really just trying to go from hands all the way to the feet. Sometimes I talk a little bit more about that than other times because there's so much to think about. But by the time we get to this plank, we've really thought about a lot of those lines. And now maybe we can think a little bit more about just the energy of it. So we're going to go one more time into this plank. But when we are coming out of the plank, we're not going to go just down. We're going to push back to a down dog, which we worked on a couple weeks ago. And we're going to keep our knees bent. We're not going to go to a straight leg down dog. All right, so push through your hands. Drop your chest. Know that that's not what we want. We want to push up. Feel the float. Take your leg back. Tuck the toe under. Push through your heel. Make sure as you push through the heel that you're not going back past your hands. Pull your stomach up because that hip likes to drop on that side. Pull your quad and then push the other leg. Now let's get all the pieces. Push through the hands. Feel the line go up through the shoulders. Take it down through the back. Push the sit bones into the backs of the legs. Take that down through the heels. Now let's think about that tailbone. Pull your tailbone up into your ribs. It's such a great image. Now what we're going to do is take your tailbone and lift it up towards the ceiling. And that's just going to take your hips up. Keep pushing through your fingers. Push into the best down dog you have right now. Maybe it's not a super open shoulder position. That's okay. Just feel your tailbone lift up. Now, we're going to make the transition back by using the tailbone. Take your tailbone and pull it towards your rib cage, and then lower to the plank. Keep your tailbone. Now, push the tailbone back up to the ceiling. Let that lead the motion. Up. Push up. Take your tailbone. Pull it to your rib cage. Feel that back get long. You don't even have to think about what muscles to use. Just direct your tailbone. And then lift the tailbone. Push it back up. Reach your heels to the ground this time. Stretch your calves as your sit bones are pushing up. Feel your fingers. Make sure base of the thumb, base of the index finger, all the fingers are working. Take your tailbone. Pull it to your rib cage. Let that lower you. Keep that tailbone pulling in. Only one more. Lift your tailbone. Bend the knees a little bit more this time and push the front of your pelvis into your thighs. Push into your thighs. Now push away from your hands. We're going to just hold this one 2 more breaths. Feel your armpit stretch. Then we're going to take the tailbone, lift it into your chest. Feel that leg or length return. Down we go. Knees down. Sit back and stretch your wrists. Alrighty. Now, we're going to do just a little bit more with the stomach today. So, next week I'll add the side plank from the regular straight arm plank. And again, these are considered power moves, but they give you a really good, strong foundation. And it's better to do them and only hold them for a couple seconds than not to do them. You know, if you want to practice yoga, make sure that you're balancing strength with the flexibility. One without the other is kind of useless. All right, so we're gonna roll onto our back, and I'm gonna get a drink of water first, so I'm gonna walk over here. So we're just gonna lay flat on our back, and then we're gonna grab, we're gonna grab either a block or a rolled towel. Not a pillow yet. So I'm gonna just move a little bit. All right. So grab your block or your rolled towel and just put it between your knees. Let your arms just go to the side. Now, take your tailbone and reach your tailbone up to your knees and then release. So we just did this. Do it again. Tailbone up to your knees. Feel how your low back presses into the ground. Release it. And again, tailbone scoops up to the knees. Now keep going. All right. So we're not going to go that high. Squeeze your block. Now, remember the chair. Take your sit bones and push them into the backs of the legs right here. It's all the same stuff. I've kind of built this all around this, just a couple concepts. Right now we're adding this squeeze of our inner thighs, but feel this tailbone reach, feel your sit bones push, squeeze your glutes, and you can feel that work coming from underneath. And we're still just flat. We haven't gone into the low back at all. What we're really doing here is by by taking the tailbone forward, by taking the sit bones to the knees, you're actually lengthening the back, and then you're pulling this, so you're back again. It's just a straight line. Of course, your legs are working like crazy, and that's kind of cool. Couple more breaths. Feel the sit bones, and then just roll it down. And then take your knees, pull them in. And just rock a little bit. We're going to do that one more time. All right. Down they go. Take your sit bones. Push them into the backs of your legs. Release. Take your tailbone. Reach it up towards your knees. And release. One more time. Take your tailbone. Squeeze the block. Tailbone towards your knees. Push. Up. Now, once you get there, take your sit bones and push them into the backs of your legs. Keep your tailbone reaching long. Now, try to feel your low back. Just get longer and longer. Everything is working. It's all working, but it's working at a longer length than normal for a lot of people. Squeeze your knees together. Pull your pubic bone to your rib cage. Just hold that position. Breathe normal, but keep pushing your sit bones. Just like we did with our feet underneath the couch. Pushing the sit bones. Relax your shoulders. Push your sit bones. Breathe into your chest. And then we release the upper back, the waist, and your tailbone just goes down. All right, squeeze that block. Pull the knees in. Now we're going to keep the block here, and I want you to make your shins parallel to the ceiling. Now my knees are past the point of being vertical with the thigh, so my knees have allowed my thighs to kind of not be perpendicular to the ground. What I want you to do here is press your waist into the floor. So you're going to take your pubic bone, pull it into your waist, and your tailbone's automatically going to lift up. Or you could feel the tailbone lift first. Arms are going to be to the side. Shins are parallel to the ceiling. Now just take those knees and let them drift forward so that your knee ends up over your hip socket. I don't think the picture's pulling James. Now, as your knees go forward, your waist wants to come up. Don't let it. Press that waist back into the ground. If you can't, pull your knees in, and so that the position helps push that waist into the ground. So you either have to use position or you have to use power, the power of your abdominals. So take your pubic bone, pull it towards your rib cage, hold that, and then just let those knees drift forward until they are above your hip sockets. Now relax your chest and breathe. It's hard to breathe in your belly here, but use your diaphragm. Stomach is working. Try to feel that breath go into your back. So in this position, you can really feel the belly working. If you can't, go further, but don't let that waist come off the ground. Keep pulling your pubic bone towards your rib cage. Keep squeezing that block. Couple more breaths. Two more breaths. And pull the knees in. your belly go. And then feet down. Let your belly go. A couple breaths here. So we were working abdominals there. The hip flexor holds the legs. The abdominal muscles hold the pelvis into the torso. So what we do when we are planking on prone is we pull our sit bones into our legs, pull that tailbone, integrate this. The abdominals hold the torso. We're doing the exact same thing, flipped over 180 degrees. Let it go. We're trying to just make the work through the front of the body strong enough to hold the spine in place. All those different things. It takes a while to develop that kind of strength. So that's why we have this class, basically, foundations, to give people a strong enough foundation, to do yoga safely. All right, now we're gonna pull our legs back up and we're gonna add twists to the side. So this is gonna get abdominals. And some people have trouble with this. So if you're having trouble with it, and trouble will be you'll feel your back kind of stiff, you're just gonna go, 45 degrees no further. Maybe not even 45 degrees. Just the action of letting the legs go to the side is going to put a load on the oblique muscle. So that's all we're looking for. So you go where you need to go. If you can go further, you go further. The main thing is that when we come back to the center, your waist is on the ground. So we're going to pull our legs up. Hold your knees a minute. Feel that waist on the ground. Take your pubic bone, pull it into your rib cage so that now you're holding your pelvis and the position of the legs is helping. And then just move the knees away a little bit, but keep the position of the pelvis. Arms to the side. Now we're just going to go to the right. We're only going to go 45 degrees. Inhale. And then exhale, pull back. And then we're going to go left. Inhale, 45 degrees left. Exhale, pull back. To the right. Inhale, right. Keep that left shoulder down. Exhale, back. Left. Shoulder blade stays down, shoulder stays down. Exhale, center. Again, right. Inhale, right. Now this time look left. So you feel that spine twist. Exhale, center. Face and knees come center. Inhale, legs left, look right. Keep that right shoulder down. Exhale, pull center. Inhale, go right, focus left. Exhale, everything center. Inhale, go left, look right. Exhale, everything center. Again, inhale, knees right, focus left, squeeze your block. Exhale, pull center. Inhale, legs left, focus right, shoulder blade down. Inhale, center. Again, inhale, legs right, look left. Exhale, center. Inhale, legs left, look right. Exhale, center. Again, inhale, legs right, look left. Exhale, center. Inhale, legs left, look right. Exhale, center. Last one. Inhale, legs right. Now hold that. Just barely above the ground. Couple breaths. then let them go. So legs are down. Now my shoulder has come up off the ground a little bit. That's okay. Just stay there. Let that shoulder relax. Let that knee keep squeezing that block. Breathe into the top rib. And then that shoulder blade and that shoulder might come down after a couple more breaths. Now we're going to pull our pubic bone to our rib cage and pull back center and go left all the way down. Shoulder can come up. Leg stays down. Breathe. Into the ribs on that right side. Let them go up to the ceiling. Couple more. Now this twist is not a huge twist. We don't have our foot hooked under our other foot. There's a space between our knees, so this top line isn't stretching that much, but it's enough. It's enough to get started here. Now pull your pubic bone to your rib cage and pull center. Now let your knees go down. And let go of the block. Now keep your knees bent. But I want you on your next inhale to just let your belly go towards your thighs. So the low back lifts up a little bit, and then exhale, let it go. So kind of a rocking breath. Inhale, belly pushes towards your thighs. Exhale, press the air out using your stomach. Just a couple more, big. And as you do this, see if you can feel your whole spine being pulled and pushed by the pelvis. So as you inhale, can you feel your spine pulling through your body towards your legs? As you exhale and pull the pubic bone into the waist because you're pressing the air out, can you feel your spine push towards your head? Inhale, the spine will pull down towards the legs. Exhale, it'll push up into your head, really. Couple more. If you can't feel it, no worries. But as you relax, just this simple action of the pelvis will create a motion of the spine through the body. Couple more. Then walk your feet in a little bit. Roll to your right side. You're going to come up and grab either a pillow or a block. So I'm going to use my block. You might want to have a pillow for your head. All right, so we're going to put that block underneath our upper back so that the top edge of the block is kind of in the middle of my shoulder blades. The bottom edge is about 4 or 5 inches above my waist. And then I'm just going to let my head go back. Now, if you don't like that, get your other block. and put it here, or put a rolled towel here, put a pillow there, anything that you have. The other thing is, if you only have one thing, slide your block closer to your waist, and then your head should be able to get to the ground. You want to be able to rest your head on something. And then we're going to stretch our arms straight up to the ceiling. And then we're going to pull our arms overhead. And on the inhale, I want you to push your ribs up to the ceiling and push out on your arms. Inhale, push. Exhale, relax. Inhale, push. Exhale, release. Inhale, push, ribs up, arms out. Exhale, release. One more push. Inhale, push. Exhale, release. Now slide your legs long. Keep your arms straight. You're not pushing or pulling anymore. Your elbows are straight though. So maybe your hands are on the ground, maybe they're not. My fingers are touching. Once your fingers touch it, the whole thing gets a little easier. But I want you to just breathe your ribs big to the ceiling. And then we're going to take our hands, slide them underneath our head, and then let our head drop back on our elbows. Or on our hands rather, the elbows will go open. Now press your sacrum and pelvis into the ground, pull your pubic bone, and let that go. This is where we kind of left off last week. I call this the anchor. So you're going to exhale, take your waist and your sacrum as close to the ground as possible. Pull up your pubic bone. You feel that? And then pull your elbows in, tuck your chin, and then just add the upper abs. So we're kind of segmenting out the muscles of the torso, these little mini crunches. And then inhale, release everything open. Exhale, anchor, elbow, chin, rib cage. We're not curling very much. We're just allowing the different parts of the abdominal muscles to work. Exhale, anchor, elbow, chin, rib cage, pull. Inhale, release back. What time is it, James? Exhale, anchor, elbow, chin, rib cage, pull. Inhale, release back. Last one. Exhale, anchor, elbow, chin, rib cage, pull. Now we're going to stay here, and I want you to inhale and push your breath onto the block. What will happen is that will make your torso curl a little bit more, but what we're really trying to do is see if we can direct our breath. So for some people, this wasn't enough stomach work to give them quivering abs. But what we're really doing is just separating out everything, a little bit of work, and then right here we're just breathing. I want you to feel how directing the breath to the block changes the torso. And know that you can do that. It's an easy thing to feel here, pushing that breath into the backs of the ribs, into the back of the lung. Couple more. Here's the last one. Breathe into the back. Now bend the knees, roll to your right, move the block or the pillow, come onto your spine. Just wiggle your sit bones kind of away from your shoulder blades. So just imagine somebody taking their hand underneath your pelvis and pulling the right side of your pelvis along and then the left side, and then let the legs slide out long. Take your glasses off, and just a nice easy corpse position. Big inhales. You can feel all parts of the rib cage, all parts of the spine. You kind of feel like an amoeba. Your bones have dissolved. Your body feels fluid. The tension is gone. And the breath is free. Big inhale. Roll to your right side and press yourself up. All right. Come to sitting. All right, so it's a good amount of work. But Tina, that's for you. Hopefully you're out there getting stronger. All right, everybody, if you'd like to have a more relaxing experience tonight at 8 o'clock here at the Walnut Lodge Facebook page, Lori Saramuga will be doing another Yoga Nidra. Very relaxing practice. You can get the whole family to lay on the floor and relax. All right, thank you all very much. Namaste.